What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Express Lane, where we take our huge character creation sessions and we jam them down into something that's a little easier to watch. So this is part 2 of our Bladecaller series. The first series that we did over Bladecaller, we went with this manifestation of energy blades, this cultivation blade aura idea. So we took a totally drastic different idea with this one, and I like the way this one came out as well. I think these are both viable options for the way that Intrepid Studios could flesh out this archetype. So for this Bladecaller, we went with a female Kalar, and I drew a lot of inspiration from Erza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. The idea that she summons armors and blades. Well, I took that and I thought, well, what if they summon, like in Ashes, they summon weapons from their backpack to fight with them or alongside them. Imagine the depth it would add to your class if when you used an ability that summoned an extra sword or 2 extra swords, instead of being this ethereal magical hoo-ha, it is, in fact, that's hilarious. It is like blades from your backpack. So you would not only have to choose your equipment and what you were equipped with weapon-wise, you would then have to think as far as another 1, 2, 3 weapons in your backpack that you could attach to your skills, and then you could summon them. Imagine the depth of playing a character where you go into a character with high armor and you have to summon a specific weapon in your backpack that does better, maybe breaks their armor or shreds their armor. I think it could be a really cool way to do it. So we just went down that path, right? So the Kalar are medieval European influenced as a whole human race, but as the Kalar specific, they are French medieval. So we took Erza's name, because that's where I drew a lot of inspiration for this Bladecaller, and we picked a French medieval name that means small blade or dagger, so Baudelaire. While she wouldn't necessarily be using a dagger, I like the idea of just blade, and again, French for the cultural influence. So we end up with this Bladecaller that is Erza Baudelaire. And then we said that she'd be summoning all these weapons, potentially even making her weapons as a blacksmith. Who knows? Summoning these weapons that she has created or crafted, these inventory in her inventory. So all of a sudden you've got this this warrior out on the battlefield, like pulling out all these weapons and fighting, and these weapons seem to be dancing around her, and she would be a living arsenal. Now imagine running into that in PvP or in PvE, or you're on a war and all of a sudden somebody's running at you and you're like, hey look, it's a fighter, and then just weapons galore. It would be a really cool sight to see in game. It may be harder to do from a programming standpoint. Hell, I don't know. But I like the way this is less ethereal and magical energy weapons and more like concrete, real, tangible weapons from your backpack that you're summoning with magic. I think it's a cool way they could do it. I still think the Bladecaller could be a good way to take a single target fighter to an AoE fighter. I just like what they could do with the Bladecaller in general. And for this version, I give you the female Kalar Bladecaller, Erza Baudelaire, the living arsenal. Thanks for stopping by the Express Lane.